Listen, have you noticed you've been doing things different lately that doesn't make any kind of sense to the life that you're living right now? You've been thinking further ahead. You've been preparing differently. You've been seeing yourself differently, haven't you? And nobody else around you knows this. Do not brush this off, because when it comes to your inner world, it starts changing long before your outer world gives you any kind of evidence. Now, pay attention to some of the things that I'm about to tell you in this video, because you have been quietly experiencing these things. I'm only here to confirm it, all right? Now, one of those things is going to be, you started keeping certain good news to yourself, haven't you? You don't immediately announce anything to anybody right now. It's like some things, they just feel better just to keep it to yourself. It's like you're learning that every growing in your life does not need an audience. And right now you've been having a feeling just to move in silence, right? Now, another thing is going to be, you've had a random moment where you almost didn't recognize your own thinking, right? Your reaction, it surprises you. The old version of you would have responded completely differently, and that surprises you also. You're meeting a version of yourself that your circumstances haven't even caught up with yet. Okay. Now, another one is going to be, you suddenly feel uncomfortable saying you're just trying to survive. You said it before, right? But now something about it, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't feel right anymore. Your identity may be separating itself from survival. It's like you're getting away from that survival way of thinking. Okay. Now, another one is going to be, you started remembering things that you have promised yourself years ago. Okay. A promise that you forgot all about, a life that you once said that you are going to create. Something may be reconnecting you with the intentions that you buried under everyday responsibilities. All right. I know you hear like an alarm out here. There's like a tornado warning or something going on right here. It's dark. It's raining right now. There's thunder. I love this kind of weather. I love this kind of energy. All right. Now, another one is going to be, you catch yourself smiling at a future that no one else knows that you are quietly thinking about. Okay. You're doing something ordinary. You're smiling, thinking about that life, right? Suddenly that future, it crosses your mind. What are you doing? Smiling to yourself, right? It's like your vision is beginning to feel emotionally real to you. Okay. You're seeing yourself wealthy. That is starting to feel very, very real, like it is about to happen, right? Now, another one is going to be, you started feeling like certain possessions belong to an older version of you. Okay. Nothing is wrong with those possessions. They simply just don't represent you anymore. It's like your sense of identity may be changing before your environment does. And pay attention to this. When you start getting rid of these old possessions energetically, you're making space for something new to come in. All right. Now, another one is going to be, you've had a strange desire to learn about your family's money story. Okay. Who owned what? Who lost what? You may be trying to understand financial patterns that you don't want to repeat, or financial patterns that you do want to repeat. Okay. Now, another one is going to be, you suddenly want to know what your life actually costs. All right. Not being approximate or anything like that. You want to know the real numbers. You're beginning to replace financial fog with awareness. Okay. Now, another one is going to be, you started thinking about how much peace would cost. Okay. What would eliminate certain stresses out of your life? You're wondering, what would give you more control? What would give you more peace? Okay. Your definition of wealth may be shifting from possessions towards freedom, towards financial freedom. Okay. Now, another one is going to be, you catch yourself imagining just giving money away, okay, to strangers, to anybody, right? Helping someone quietly, taking pressure off someone that you love, okay? You're imagining this. Your vision of abundance may be expanding beyond yourself right now, beyond your current reality right now, okay? Now, another one is going to be, you started looking at your talents like they were given to you for a reason, okay? Why does this come to me naturally? Why have I always been able to do this? It's like you're wondering about these things right now. You may be reconsidering whether an overlooked ability deserves a bigger place in your future, if it's a part of your purpose. Okay. Now, another one is going to be, you've had a moment where you realize you don't need as much as you thought. Okay. Certain things, it lost their importance in your life. Your definition of enough, it has changed tremendously. All right. And another one, it's like you're separating abundance from endless consumption when you do this. All right. Now, let's go to another one. You started feeling responsible for a future that doesn't exist yet. Okay. You think about it. Your decisions are becoming to you differently right now. Tomorrow, it feels strangely important to you right now. right? Your future is becoming something you're actively considering instead of vaguely hoping for. You can feel it. You know that it's about to happen, right? So it's making you move differently right now. It's making you speak. It's making you talk. It's just making you make decisions differently right now, okay? Now, another one is going to be, it's definitely starting to rain out here. I might have to move to another location while we're doing this video, but hey, it is what it is, right? Now, another one is going to be, you catch yourself practicing what you'll say when something finally works, when you finally hit this jackpot, okay? Who will you call? Who will you explain this journey to, okay? Your imagination is giving emotional shape to an outcome that you care deeply about, okay? It's like you're just wondering, you know, everything that's going to happen once you hit this jackpot, right? Now, another one is going to be, you started thinking about what you'll do, what you would never do once you become wealthy, okay? Mistakes that you have witnessed, things that money couldn't convince you to become. You're thinking about these things right now, right? You're developing values for abundance before abundance arrives, okay? Now, another one is going to be, you suddenly want proof of everything financial right now. Receipts, statements. You're becoming less comfortable leaving important things vague, okay? That's what's going on. Now, another one is going to be, you started wondering what your family will remember about the old version of you, about this version of you, okay? Will they remember your struggles? Will they remember your persistence, your consistency, okay? You're beginning to see your journey as something larger than the present moment, all right? Now, another one is going to be, you catch yourself thinking about how you'd protect a large blessing, okay? How am I going to protect this, right? You're starting to wonder this. Who would know, all right? What would you change first about yourself? You're thinking about stewardship instead of simply just receiving, okay? It's like you're preparing for that moment, all right? Now, another one is going to be, you started wanting to understand things that you used to hand off to someone else, okay? Documents, financial decisions, things like that. You may be becoming less willing to be disconnected from your own affairs, okay? Because a lot of the things you can handle yourself, and you're already wondering, you know what? I'm not going to hire them to do this. I'm not going to hire them to do that. I'm going to do it myself, right? Right. Now, another one is going to be, you've had a moment where an old financial embarrassment no longer embarrasses you anymore, okay? You can finally talk about it. You understand what you were taught about this situation, right? You're turning an old wound into information instead of identity, all right? Now, another one is going to be, you started thinking about what enough money actually means, right? Because you're wondering things like, is there a number? What would actually change? These are the things that you're thinking about right now. Your desire for wealth is becoming more defined, okay? Now, another one is going to be, you catch yourself imagining an ordinary Tuesday after you become financially free, right? Not the celebration, just everyday life, okay? Your vision is becoming deeper than fantasy because you're imagining how freedom would actually feel, okay? Now, another one is going to be, you started wondering which problems money would not solve, okay? Your peace, your relationships, things like that. It's like you're developing a more mature picture of what a blessing can and cannot change, okay? Now, another one is going to be, you've had a strange desire to clean up your digital life, okay? Old accounts, forgotten subscriptions, okay? You may be craving order in places that you've previously ignored. And I'm telling you, a lot of the times when you start cleaning things up in your life, like I said before, you're energetically making space for new things, all right? It's like you're just tying up loose ends in your life, right? Now, another one is going to be, you started paying attention to the names on important documents, okay? Beneficiaries, ownership, things like that. You're thinking more seriously about where things go beyond today, all right? Now, another one is going to be, you catch yourself wondering what you do if nobody ever had to know that you had money, if nobody ever knew it, like if it was like it's a secret or something like that, right? What you're thinking, like, would your desires change, okay? What would you still want? Things like that. You're separating genuine desires from things meant to impress other people, okay? Now, another one is going to be, you started thinking about the first person that you would help after you hit this jackpot, after you become wealthy, right? You're thinking about that first person. You're thinking about their face, it immediately appears in your mind, okay? Their reaction. You already know what you would do for this person, right? You've already rehearsed this in your mind, okay? This can be one of your parents. It could be one of your siblings. It could be just somebody in your family. It could be a close friend, right? It's like you're just already rehearsing this, okay? Your idea of receiving may already be connected to giving, okay? I know you hear these sirens right now. I'm telling you, this is definitely wonderful weather for me right now, okay? Good energy right now, right? Now, another thing is going to be, you've had a moment where you felt thankful for a financial mistake, haven't you? It's like it hurt when it happened. Yeah, it definitely hurt you, but now you understand the lesson, don't you? You're recognizing that some expensive lessons can prevent even more expensive ones later, okay? That's what's going on, all right? Now, another one is going to be, you've started imagining what you would keep exactly the same in your life after you win the lottery, after you hit this jackpot, baby. You're wondering about the routines. Are you going to keep the same routines? You're wondering about the relationships. Are you going to keep the same relationships, okay? You're discovering which parts of your life have value that money can't improve, okay? All right? Now, another one is going to be, you catch yourself thinking about privacy differently right now. Who needs to know what, okay? What should remain yours? Things like that. You're realizing that greater resources can require stronger boundaries, okay? Now, another one is going to be, you started wondering what your name is going to leave behind, okay? I'm talking about like a legacy or something like that. Something that you have built, okay? Something that you are going to be remembered by, all right? Your idea of success may be expanding from income towards legacy. All right. Now, another one is going to be, you've had a random desire to fix something small that you have ignored for years. OK, it could be a drawer. It could be an old document. It's like sometimes internal change, it shows up as a sudden desire to bring order to overlooked corners of your life. OK, now another one is going to be, you started thinking about how you would handle a sudden opportunity. All right. It's like what you would say yes to or what you would say no to, things like that. What you would investigate first, okay? You're mentally developing discernment before you need it, okay? All right. Now, another one is going to be, you catch yourself wondering whether you still work if the money wasn't the reason, okay? Would you still go to this job after you hit this jackpot? Sometimes you might rehearse walking through your workplace, you know, already wealthy, already rich, right? And you're also wondering, what would you continue doing in your life, okay? What would you immediately stop, all right? You're getting a closer understanding of what actually gives your life meaning, okay? Can you hear that thunder? Can you hear the rain right now? This is definitely wonderful energy right now, and I'm sending this energy to you, okay? Now, another thing that you're probably doing right now, you started thinking about wealth in terms of generations right now. What would you continue to do after you become wealthy, okay? What could make someone else's life in your family, okay? What could make their life easier, all right? Your financial vision may be growing beyond your own timeline right now, okay? Now, another one is going to be, you've had a moment where your past suddenly looked like training or something like that, okay? A skill you learned accidentally, an experience that you once hated. You're beginning to see how disconnected parts of your story might become useful later, okay? Or how they might become useful together, all right? It's definitely about to start coming down now. I think maybe we need to move underneath this canopy right here. So we're just going to move real fast over here. There is a canopy over here. I don't want to get too wet in here, but I want to continue this video. All right. So back to the video. All right. Now, some of the other things that you're probably experiencing right now. OK, you started asking yourself what you do with more freedom. OK, it's like, it's not just more money. All right. You're thinking about more control over your day. OK, you're identifying what you're truly trying to buy back. OK, and that would be your time. OK, your time. All right. It's definitely starting to come down out here right now. I think I moved at the right time. All right. But it's gotten a lot darker, tornado warnings and things like that. OK, but I love it. I love it. Now, another thing that you're probably experiencing right now, you catch yourself thinking about the person who would need to manage your future life, okay? You're thinking about this right now. You're thinking about more decisions. You're thinking about more responsibility right now. You're realizing the future you want may require a different level of maturity from you, okay? Now, another one is going to be, you started feeling differently about being unknown, okay? You don't need everyone to see what you're building. You don't need everyone to know that you're a lottery jackpot multimillionaire, right? But it's like it's like when it comes to quiet, it doesn't feel like failure, all right? You're learning that something can be growing before it becomes visible, okay? It's definitely starting to rain. You know what? I'm about to get ready to get to my car. Thank you so much for tuning into Millionaire Mindset, where everything happens in divine time by divine design, but you are the divine design. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment on this video, and hype this video up. Until the next video, Millionaire Mindset signing off. Look at this. It's definitely coming down. Let me put all this stuff up. Love you.